First snow has fallen here in the valley, and that reminds me that I got to get my EDC kits ready for winter. So today I'm going to show you what I carry in my Tacoma for my winter EDC. Let's go. All right, as I've gone through my Tacoma, I've looked at what I'm going to carry in the winter. You know, snow's already hit. Roads get icy. You just never know what's going to happen. So I switch up a little bit what I'm going to carry in the winter for my EDC compared to what I carry maybe the rest of the year. So there are a couple things that I am missing that I'm curious if you carry as part of your winter EDC. Number one, I don't have any kind of straps like tow straps. You know, if I got to get somebody unstuck, I did add the Demon brackets with the D-rings on the front of the truck. I don't think I'm going to pull out, you know, maybe another full-size truck, but if you got a car that maybe slid, maybe stuck in some ice, I think those will be plenty strong to be able to pull them out, but I don't have any straps there. I also don't have any traction boards. So I'm curious, out of those two things, what do you have as far as traction boards or pull straps that you would recommend? Maybe leave a comment down below and let me know what are those things that you carry, and are those something that are beneficial to you? Also with the traction boards, how do you carry them? Do you just kind of lay them in the back, leave them in the back? Have you found a way to mount those on? I don't have any kind of like a bed rail system, so you know, I wouldn't be able to do anything like that, but let me know down below. I'm really curious to find out. First thing I carry is a little EDC pack. Now I'm using the Maxpedition. I think this is the small. I'll link it down below for sure. But I like this because it's small, it's fairly compact. I can load it up pretty nicely, but it also has plenty of room inside. And I'll talk about what's in here. The other reason I like it is, number one, I can just put it down in front of my seat so I can always get to it. But if for whatever reason I've got to abandon my vehicle, a few years ago, in fact, trying to get into my neighborhood, it was all stopped with cars because of the snow. The delay had been really long, and in fact, to the point the cars started running out of gas and basically were abandoning their vehicles. It was just easier to walk home and wait for the next day to figure out what happened. Well, this is something I can grab and I can take with me. So let me show you some of the key items that I've got in here. All right, in this pack, a couple things that I keep. First of all, I do have a Leatherman. This is actually the Skeletool. It's pretty easy to use. It's not, doesn't have as many bells and whistles as maybe some other things, but the knife is pretty sharp. I like that. Obviously, if it's a, you know, Leatherman and most of your kind of EDC tools, it's going to have a bottle opener on it. It's actually kind of nice because you could actually hook it to a belt loop or something like that. And then obviously you've also got then your pliers on there, and then this has the little screwdriver set that it also includes as well. So again, it's pretty light. It's not one of your heavier nor one of your more expensive Leathermans, and so that's one of the reasons that I like it. It's also just small and compact. Then I've got a Olight flashlight. I've got a kind of a nicer knife in there. This is probably one of the nicer knives that I've ever purchased. That's not just a, you know, $10 to $15 Amazon one. This is the Civivi Vagabond, I think. I got it off of Blade HQ. It's extremely sharp. It's super easy to use, and I just like it for, you know, something if I need something a little bit more tough and a little bit more durable. So I always keep that in here as well. Also a pen, and I do have a all-weather notebook. You know, you just never know if something's going to happen. You know, if I do have to abandon my vehicle, I might want to leave a note so somebody knows why I've left it, or if I see somebody else's that I need to. A whistle, just because it's always good to have. And then the last thing is I do have some hand warmers in here. Again, this is something I don't carry around all year long, but it does make sense in the winter. Next, right in my center console, I keep a pair of sunglasses. In this case, I actually keep some Ray-Bans. I really like these. These are polarized. They rarely leave the truck. In fact, I usually just wear them when I'm driving or out and about doing things with the truck. If I'm going to go out and, you know, go hiking or do something else, I'll actually take generally something other than this. But, you know, you get a lot of that glare with the sun. It's hitting the snow. It's very bright. and even sometimes when it's snowing, having a really high quality and a really good pair of polarized sunglasses, I think makes a huge difference. I'll link down below to the ones I have. You know, Ray-Bans, they are a little bit more pricey. This is the first kind of nicer, more expensive sunglasses that I've had. I generally break them, so you know, I try to keep these in the truck because of that, but I'll also link down to another pair that I use on a little bit more of a regular basis. I'm going to be out and about, that I'm, you know, less worried about something happening to those. Center console is where I keep those sunglasses. I do have another knife in here. This is really what I use mostly to open up Amazon packages. It's actually a pretty nice, inexpensive knife that I got off of Amazon. But the main thing that I wanted to show in here is I always make sure to have a pair of kind of work gloves in my glove box as well. Work gloves are kind of nice because, you know, whether I need to change a tire, help somebody out, I don't always have winter gloves necessarily on me. So having just a good pair of work gloves is going to help me keep my hands dry for the most part, and you know, keep them from being super cold if I've got to do something. So I think in the winter, having a nice pair of gloves along with your little EDC kit is kind of important. Moving into the back of my truck. All right, I've got a couple things in here. Number one, I always keep a hoodie on me. It's just good to have an extra hoodie for warmth. And then this is definitely a must-have, right? You've got to have some jumper cables, even if your truck is new and you're not using it for yourself, just to be able to help people out where they might be in a bind. So, you know, having some extra clothes, something warm, and then having a good heavy-duty jumper cable, I think that's crucial in the winter. Now coming around to the other side, this is obviously a no-brainer, some kind of a scraper. This one's a little bit longer with the brush on it. I like that. It's a little bit easier to get to the truck window, so I think that's crucial. And then one thing I really like, I've got this waterproof blanket. This is just right off of Amazon. It's a pretty decent size if I did have to grab it and pack it out, but it's got waterproofing on one side. Just something that's portable that I can use if I need to stay warm or help somebody else stay warm maybe who's gotten wet or gotten stuck or stranded for some reason. So, you know, pretty simple, but definitely both of those things are crucial. As you can see, pretty simple winter EDC, not a ton of items. If there's something, in fact, that you think I'm missing, let me know down below in the comments, other than the items that I'd already mentioned before. But, you know, I'm just looking at what are some basic tools I want to have. How do I stay warm? How do I help other people out? There's probably some other things I should be considering. Maybe having like a get home bag might be something that I might consider maybe in the future, that I start to build, you know, something that could be more of a backpack, more of a get home bag, where if I did have to abandon my vehicle, something I could have more in there, maybe food, water, some of those other things. But definitely some basic tools. That's why I like that Maxpedition pack. I think that's good. Something to stay warm, jumper cables to help other people, you know, extra pair of clothes just in case. All of those things I think are important as you go into winter. So let me know what you think down below, and we'll catch you in the next video. All right, peace out.